Hey, welcome to What's Bryan Up To? Well, today I'm going to work on my Geo Metro. I have a 1996 Geo Metro with the 1-liter 3-cylinder. It's a great little car. I haven't had it for too long, but I've done a little bit of repairs on it. And today we're going to work on replacing the heater core and also putting in a new thermostat, a 192 degree thermostat. So I live in northern Minnesota. It's pretty crazy cold here in the winter. I think it's 15 degrees outside right now, which is unbelievably warm for mid-January. It should be definitely in the negatives. I am replacing the heater core because I am not getting much heat inside the cabin. The fan works great, and it's definitely blowing air around, but it's just lukewarm air. As I've been playing around with the cooling system, I have seen possible signs of stop leak, so it's making me think that maybe it's clogged up in there. And then when I've also been replacing some of the hoses, I replaced the heater hoses for the inlet and outlet. And I noticed the lines going into the heater core are quite crushed. So I guarantee that it's stopping quite a bit of fluid of getting in and out too. So I want to bring you guys along to check this out. I've searched, I can't find anything else online about replacing the heater core in these cars, and so I thought it'd be fun to share with you. I'm going to go through this using the 1996 Geo Metro actual GM service manual step by step. So I'll bring you along. We'll follow that along. And there's quite a few steps to it. So, all right, hang out with me. Thanks. Here's a quick shot of Sledgehammer. That's the name of my Metro. I inherited it with that name, and so of course I had to put some decals on the side with his name right there. I've done quite a bit of cleaning and improving on the interior. It was pretty ratty and gross. I actually repainted. Somebody had painted all this stuff black or tried to, and it looked horrible. So I took it all apart, repainted everything back up with vinyl plastic paint, and then cleaned it up, cleaned the carpets, cleaned the seats. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. So I think when I have the dash out of this, I'm gonna repaint the top of it so I can try and smooth out that color. But all right, we'll go ahead and disconnect that negative battery cable. Just set that aside. So here's where we're going to disable the supplemental inflatable restraint system, and we're going to remove or disconnect the Airbag IG fuse from the fuse box located near the base of the steering column, right there. And then we're also going to go around to the passenger side and disassemble it there as well. All right, now we'll go ahead and remove the Airbag IG fuse, which is right here. This is the clutch pedal, brake pedal right underneath the dash. Pull this cover off. Okay, the cover comes off. Then we'll pull that fuse out. Okay, next we're going to take the steering wheel side cap off. And then there's a connector in there, two-way yellow connector. Take that off there. Pull this connector out. Flip up this lock. There's a couple little pins on each side. Flips up like that and comes apart. So then we'll go ahead and disconnect it for the passenger side. So you're going to open the glove box, push both sides in. Your stuff's going to fall out, just like that. Then we're going to find a similar connector right over here to the right. And again, you're going to open up that cap. You have to use a small screwdriver. There we go. Okay. So I was able to flip that back, and then we can unplug it, just like that. Next step, remove the glove box. There's two screws holding it on in the bottom here. Just gonna put that screw back in so I don't lose it. And this one. Next is the power control module. There's 3 connectors and 3 bolts. Connectors, bolts. Take those out. here. There's little tabs on the back that I'm trying to get to here. 2 connectors. 3 connectors. There we go. Those 3 are out of there. Undo these screws. Thing to notice on the PCM, all 3 connectors a little bit different size, so you won't be able to get them mixed up. Then you want to remove the boot from the console, and then we're going to remove the 6 screws that hold this console in, 3 on this side, 3 on that side. Except in my car, there's only 1 screw on this side. There would be 2 and 3. Again, on this side, there's just 1. I guess the previous owner didn't decide that all of them were necessary. Okay. Screws out, and we're going to remove this console. I'm going to shove this boot kind of down inside there. Okay, and the console should just come right up. Like so. Okay, next we're going to take the ashtray out. Underneath here there is 2 screws, 1, 2, and then 2 upper screws, 3, 4, and that will remove this radio bezel, cigarette lighter, and then we'll have to undo the cigarette lighter connector. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. My bezel's broken, so this would be 1 piece, but mine is just this lower piece here. And then back in here, this is the cigarette lighter clip connector. Just undo that. I don't know why it's all tangled around this other stuff here. Just comes out. Next are the 2 screws for the cup holder. Into cup holder. Just comes out. Next we'll remove the radio. Stock radio should have 5 screws, 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 up inside there. Mine only has 3 screws, 3 random screws, looks like. 1, 2, and 3. And not 1 in the back. And then you'll have a couple radio connectors with your stock radio or whatever setup you have. This is nice. So there is, I know, 1 main connector back here. We'll unplug the antenna right there. There we go, like that. Put that back in there. And there's this other radio connector that just pulls apart. The button. There's that. Okay, and then it looks like there's an additional speaker wire that's not on a connector, so I'm gonna have to... Actually, I can take, I think, this plug out of the back of the radio here. I think that'll work. And then I can kind of leave this mess in there, and I won't have to cut that speaker wire, I don't think. So just gonna leave that down in there. Okay, next we're gonna take out this heater control unit, and first we have to gently pry off the knobs. Most cars have 4, or maybe most cars have 3. Mine only has 3. It's missing this one, so all right, take those off. Just kind of wiggle them out. Go. Maybe use this little pry bar here to help. There we go. Okay, 3. Okay. And then we need to take off this cover here. 1 screw, and then this just pulls out. And then we just pry out the heater faceplate gently. Oh, I got change in here. Better get that out of there. Pulls out of there. There we go. I think at one time my car had air conditioning. We'll take out the light. Let's remove this air conditioning connector like that. And just unscrew this light. It pulls out. And there's another little clip it slips into. So this is the cable for the fresh air return. It looks like there's a little clip right here that holds the cable in, and I think you can just push the cable up and out of that. I think like that. And then I believe the cable will just slide off. All right, and then we'll do the temperature control and also the vent defrost settings. So you're gonna push it out of that clip. I'm doing this all by feel, I'm not even watching. So hope I can figure out where it goes. Okay, and then again, pushing it out of that clip and off. Okay, next we remove the 2 screws for the heater control. One there. And then we push that module in inside the dash there. And then we unhook the fan plug. Looks like my fan switch is falling apart, which is a common issue on these cars. So there's the plug for the fan. And then we can pull this back through. Just, okay, that cable's pulled through. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I did the zip tie and the super glue method for this heater fan switch. As you saw, mine was coming apart, lifting up and stuff. So I found online here from Highway 83 Suzuki, the heater fan switch repair fix, and he goes through some different models and some different techniques and stuff. And I used the zip tie and also this. Okay, then we want to remove the 2 screws for the hood latch release. All right, next we're going to work on taking the steering column and steering wheel out. So first we need to remove the steering column trim cover. There's 3 screws. This just kind of pulls off. A couple clips up at the top, so you can see in there. A couple clips there. Next is to remove the knee bolster absorber, and it's 2 push clips for that. Two. Once that's out, now we're going to take out the knee bolster panel. That's 4 screws. I'm right up underneath. This is a T40. I'm just gonna loosen these slightly, or loosen these and slightly lower the steering column. That's slightly lowered. Next, we're going to remove all of the ignition wires from the junction box. Follow these down. It's going to be this one. This one. That one. This one. Okay. I have one more up in here. That is for the headlight switch. I had to rerun the ground, and that's what you see for this red wire here. Right here. I reran it over to here. But I'm gonna have to cut that zip tie. You may or may not have to do this step. This wire, and then running it over here to this ground. Okay. And I can remove that wire. There is this clip under here as well. Just like that. There we go. Okay. I think all the wires for the steering column are unhooked now. Next, we're going to pull back the carpet a little bit. Then we're going to remove this cover, steering shaft cover. Just kind of sits up on these threads, just like that. All right, next we want to remove the steering shaft joint upper pinch bolt by separating the steering shaft from the joint. Okay. Next we're going to lower the steering column mounting nuts. Okay, then we'll remove the upper steering column bolts that we had loosened earlier. Okay. Kind of holding it up with my head. I think it's out. Okay. And with that, I think we can remove the steering column ever so carefully. Wires and all. There we go. Just like that. Hey, so by the way, if you do enjoy this or you find this useful, please like and subscribe to the video. It really does help the channel, and then I'll continue to add more content like this. I really do try to go through the efforts of providing the details and try to get the camera and lighting in there in the right areas. A lot of times, those are the type of details that get skipped. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're finding it useful. Please like and subscribe. Thanks. Okay, next step is to remove this cover. Pulls right off. Okay, and then there's 4 screws for this bezel. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's take those out. Okay. That bezel comes out just like that. It mentions the next step to reach back there and unclip the speedometer cable, but due to the angles, I feel like I can get to it. And so I'm going to take out these 4 screws for the instrument cluster and see if I can pull it forward just enough to grab the clip for the speedometer. Okay, I wasn't able to show you the speedometer because I couldn't even see it. I had to just reach up there and feel for it, and it was a little clip for it. I've been able to kind of position the instrument cluster here kind of back and try and get these three, I guess there's three connectors. One here. There we go. That's one. Now we got this white one over here. There we go. One more way off to the left here. Twist this back around. There we go. Here's the back of it. Speedometer cable goes right on here. When you reach up in there, you're gonna feel this white clip, and you gotta just push on that clip and pull the speedometer cable off. Next, we're gonna remove this passenger airbag module. We've already disconnected it over here, if you remember, up there. And now we're gonna disconnect and unscrew these three screws. And with the airbag module, when you're carrying it, handling it, always keep it pointed away from you, just in case of accidental deployment. It says there's two more screws. It might be this right here. Just little Phillips screwdrivers, one on the left, one on the right. They're kind of hidden. They're on like a gold colored bracket. So that's what you would be looking for. Okay. This unit looks loose. Should be able to take that out of the car now. Carefully, trying to always point it away from yourself as best as possible. Just like that. That is out of there. So this is a shot through the glove box. Next, we gotta undo some electrical connectors. We're on the right side of the car. First, it says AC amplifier and amplifier thermistor, if equipped. I don't know what those are. If I had to guess, this car doesn't have it because this car doesn't have any options. So the next is blower motor and blower motor resistor. And so I think that's this plug right here. So we unplug that. So then I think this is the resistor or the connector. I think this is the connector actually. And I'm underneath the car, up, or underneath the dash. There we go. Next it says is the C205 connector. I don't know what that is, but I do notice there's this blue connector here, so maybe that's the C205. So I'm gonna undo that. Again, little push button. And that pulls out. Okay. Next is the dome light. I don't even know where that could be. So I'm gonna say no. And then this door speaker. And that's gonna be right over here. Trying not to pull out these wires. Come on. Okay. Just pop out. Okay. Yep. Little tab there. Driver's side now. First one is to get the door speaker unplugged. Up under here is a little tiny kind of finger nut. It's at the top of this panel, and you can do it, and you can just unscrew it by hand. Looks like that. Little plastic nut, and then there's a little pin or a little plug down here. You might just even be able to pull that out like that. Oh, I broke it. I have a few extras, so it's a good idea to keep a few of those on hand. And then you can pull this thing out, like so. It's got a couple of clips. And then this is our speaker wire, but it's been spliced into, so then it wraps around this wire harness here. I'm gonna take that plug out and do that thing, put that plug back in. I don't know if it needs to come out. Okay, so there's that. And it says junction box electrical connectors, but I don't know which ones we'd have to remove. I think I'm gonna wait on that one until I start taking the dash apart and I see what connectors need to be kind of undone, because I don't know what it means by the main ones. And then it talks about the main harness electrical connector, the C200. I've looked around in here and I don't know what the C200 is, so I think it's gonna just be one of those that we unplug as we're pulling the dash out. Next step is the antenna cable tie down loops. I think it's these, but this antenna is just kind of flopping around over here, so I don't think it's even attached at all. But we'll just let it sit there for a second. So I'm gonna say that those are undone. Next step is to unclip and remove the left and right A-pillar trim pieces, which are these. And they're held in by some clips. From when I painted the dash and all these pieces and stuff, I knew that the clips don't stay on here. They get stuck in the hole. So you just grab some needle nose pliers and you just pull those clips out, and then you can put them back on here so that all stays together. Or regular pliers work. Pull it, the little piece comes out, pop it back on the trim. Like that. Okay, same on the passenger side. Pull the trim off carefully. It's likely leaving the clips. Try not to break them. Again, the clips were left in there. Next step is to take out the 7 bolts that are securing the instrument panel center brace. 2 are located on each door jamb. Start with the right side. There it is. 1, 2. So it's 1 and 2. Third one is this one that was right up here for the airbag. So we already got that one. Okay, 2 more on this side. This is 12 millimeter, by the way. 2, so 2 on each door jamb. That one where the airbag was, that's 5. And then there's 2 more right down here. Or instead of fighting it, let's just use an impact wrench. There. Lower screws at the lower corners of the dash, the 10 millimeters. Okay, and then like the driver's side, when we're getting that speaker, we're gonna need to get this cover off as well to get this lower screw. Remember I had just that little hand cap on there. And then we have a little plug over here. The other one broke. Let's see if I can get this one out. Hey, got that one out. Nice. There we go. Got the cap and the clip. Okay, and then on this side, no surprise, a different kind of screw. It's a Phillips. Okay, we got one more screw, center of the dash here. That's just a little cover. Something like that. And then it looks like it's a Phillips. Now, I think with that out, I think we can try and start lifting this dash out. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. Okay, under the column here, I think there's just one more screw. This guy right there. So I think it's connected to a brace. A couple ways. Ah, yeah. It just wants to fall right down now. Okay, now let's see what happens, huh? Oh gosh. It is really coming out now. Let's see what it is I need to unhook. I for sure need to route this antenna wire out of it. Something like this. Okay.
lean this thing forward. Okay, I think I'm seeing those main wiring harnesses now. Especially this one that's all flexed out. I think I need to disconnect this main wiring harness. This must be what they meant. It's just a button, push, and wiggle out. I hope I can figure out where all these things go. There, okay. All right. And another one here. There we go. And we have another airbag style one. This yellow one, if you can see that. The little door lifts up and you can take the plug out. Okay. I think we're a little closer now. Let's try it again. Okay, comes forward. Still got a couple plugs that are connected. Show you. Blue one. Let's do that one. Just undid that one really quick. This white one. Just undid that one. Okay, we are disconnected there. And I think there's one more. It's hooked up to the heater box there. Like this. There we go. All right, let's try it again, huh? Oh, wow. Okay. I think we have got it. Oh, man. Except that one silly speaker wire keeps goofing us up. We'll clip it and resplice it later. Okay, here we go. Clipping the wire. Resplice it later. There we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Dash is removed. Ready to start pulling out that heater box to get to that heater core. Here's the dash. Airbag, steering wheel. Our parts. Hope you're enjoying. If you do like what you see, please like and subscribe. Thanks.